After closing its Beijing, Suzhou, and Nanjing locations on July 31st, Alibaba-owned supermarket chain Hema has confirmed its last remaining ex-membership store in China, located in Shanghai's Shenlan district, will shut down on August 31st. Signs of the shutdown appeared as early as June 20th, when a Shanghai blogger reported that the Shenlan store was already preparing for closure. I heard the last Hema X membership store doesn't even require membership anymore. I didn't expect the once bustling Shenlan store to be this empty. Nobody's checking memberships. You can just walk right in. More than half of the branded home appliances section was empty. As soon as you enter, the once bustling overseas goods section is now roped off. Even the regular sales area, the shelves are bare. When I went last week, there were still a few tasting booths. All Dyson products have been removed, and so many shelves on the floor look like they've been cleared out with no restocking. Even the store's central area feels wider than ever before. The drink section is still there though. We grabbed a box of discounted beer, but all the side freezers were sealed shut. The blogger painted a stark picture. While the seafood section still offered crayfish and lobster, the fruit section had been filled with sweet potatoes to mask the empty shelves. The meat, cakes, and bread displays were mostly bare, and the snack aisles were so wide you could kick a ball around in them. At checkout, staff no longer promoted annual memberships, offering only one-time passes instead. Outside, neighboring shops were shuttered, and equipment had been sealed off. Hema, founded in 2015, was launched as a flagship experiment under Alibaba's new retail strategy. It aimed to combine high-quality fresh food with instant delivery, integrating online and offline operations by using each store as both a retail outlet and a warehouse. In October 2020, Hema opened its first ex-membership store in Shanghai's Pudong district. Unlike the regular Hema fresh supermarkets, this was a standalone, membership-only format aimed at competing with international giants like Costco and Sam's Club. Annual memberships were offered at two price tiers: 258 yuan, equivalent to about $36 and 658 yuan, equivalent to about $92. The targets were middle class and high net worth households. But the project failed to meet expectations, quickly pivoting from rapid expansion to an accelerated shutdown. By late February 2025, three Shanghai outlets, the Gaoqing, Dachang, and East Hongqiao X membership stores, announced they would close on April 1st. Back in January 2024, a visit to the Qibao store revealed only a modest flow of customers, even though recruitment posters were still displayed at the entrance. By June 30th, 2025, that location too had shut down. According to a report by the Economic Observer, on July 29th, the Beijing flower of the World X membership store began removing stock on a large scale, leaving shelves nearly empty except for discounted toys and small home appliances. On the same day, X membership stores in Suzhou, Xiangcheng district, and Nanjing Swallow Rock area also closed. In May this year, residents noticed that Hema X membership stores at Beijing, Daxing, Wangfujing Outlet Uptown had fewer products and growing shelf gaps. Large parts of the store were quartered off, and free sampling had all but disappeared. Once strictly members only, the store had stopped checking membership credentials, while staff declined to confirm whether closure was imminent. In Xi'an, one planned Hema store never even opened before being quietly scraped. This now means there are no Hema X membership stores left operating anywhere in China, officially bringing to an end the membership-based hypermarket strategy the company launched just 4 years ago. Industry insiders pointed to a combination of factors behind the sudden wave of closures. Former employee Zhang, who once worked at Hema Fresh Jiangchen Boulevard store in Wuhan, told Chinese media her store shut down in early 2024 due to soaring rent and mounting losses. She said her monthly salary was only just 2,000 yuan, equivalent to about $280. The company began layoffs last year and closed multiple stores. According to Zhang, of more than 300 Hema stores nationwide, the majority have yet to turn a profit. Last year, 7 or 8 locations closed. In the first half of this year alone, dozens more shut their doors, some leaving in a hurry without even posting a notice. Others say the ex-membership stores expose serious weaknesses in Hema's supply chain. The highly perishable nature of fresh goods clashed with the slow turnover, warehouse-style retail model, while cold chain logistics became a costly burden. By contrast, Costco and Sam's Club rely heavily on standardized products, allowing bulk purchases and stronger bargaining power. With fewer stores and smaller procurement volumes, Hema simply couldn't compete on price. Even more damaging, Hema lacked experience in non-food categories such as home appliances and general merchandise. According to China-based Jianmian News, Hema even recruited talent from Chinese e-commerce company JD.com to head its appliance division. However, it takes time to systematically build strong product offering. Faced with consumer expectations for both uniqueness and value, Hema X membership store's product mix appeared average, failing to stand out in a crowded market. Some sources told the Economic Observer that the shutdowns were part of a deliberate business restructure, with resources redirected towards core operations like Hema Fresh and Hema Outlet. But others believe the retreat from the membership format is yet another sign the company is no longer what it once was. In fact, recent investigations point to a growing crisis of trust.
A couple days ago, I saw online posts saying Hema's products had pesticide residue and even bugs in them. I've always thought Hema was great, good quality and cheap, but now it's happening to me. If my mom hadn't told me there were bugs in it, I would have eaten it this morning and just called it extra protein.
这有问题，它100%椰子水。
This label is wrong. It says 100% coconut water. So why does the ingredient list have other stuff in it? Water? Concentrated coconut? That's not 100% coconut water, right? That's false advertising.
In May 2025, controversy erupted after antibiotic-free fresh eggs sold at Hema Weifang store in Shandong failed quality test. According to the Shandong Provincial Market Supervision Bureau, eggs labeled as fresh, clean, and antibiotic-free by the Qingdao Hema Weifang branch were found to contain dimetrazole and trimethoprim, both exceeding safety limits. Turns out the eggs contain veterinary drugs, and the pesticide residue in their Corla fragrant pears is over the limit. Hema has now been hit with a food safety scandal. A lot of people shop there because they worry about food safety elsewhere. They're willing to pay a little more for better quality, just for peace of mind. But Hema has betrayed the trust. Their so-called antibiotic-free eggs tested positive for veterinary drug levels way above the limit, some of which could be carcinogenic or cause birth defects. Long-term consumption could seriously harm your health. Even though this happened in Shandong, I bet customers all over the country who bought these Hema eggs are now feeling uneasy. Further investigations uncovered a broader pattern of violations. Issues range from pesticide and veterinary drug residues to excessive microbial counts and improper labeling, affecting Hema stores in multiple cities, including Shenzhen, Nanjing, Huzhou, and Weifang. Although Hema often responded by pulling affected products from shelves and issuing statements, the repeated test failures have steadily eroded its premium fresh food image and shaken consumer trust. Industry experts say supply chain issues and marketing missteps are only part of the story. Hema's store closures reflect deeper market pressures and China's slowing economy. Firstly, the membership store model is currently facing an uphill battle in China's retail environment. Beijing-based supermarket procurement specialist Yao Li told reporters that membership-based hypermarkets in China are still in their early stages. He said Hema tried to challenge Costco and Sam's Club by combining internet-driven thinking with a local supply chain, but Chinese consumers haven't yet developed the habit of paying for memberships. On top of that, the product and pricing advantages were weak, and supply chain integration was limited, leaving the brand stuck in an awkward position. A Chinese consumer economy researcher under the pseudonym Ma Jianwen noted that Hema's failure in the membership store model was due not only to an overly aggressive strategy, it also reflected the broader reality that China's membership retail market hasn't yet to establish stable brand loyalty. He said high threshold membership programs take time to cultivate, but Hema clearly wanted results too quickly. In contrast, Costco's has taken a steady city-by-city approach in China, with a far more controlled pace. Hema's ex-membership store's misstep is not unique. In 2018, Yonghui Superstores launched Super Species, a high-end fresh food and dining concept aimed at the new retail market. But due to overlapping SKUs and unclear positioning, most stores closed after 2020. Similarly, JD.com's Seven Fresh unit tried a premium supermarket model only to scale back entirely in 2022 due to high cost and weak foot traffic. These cases highlight a common issue. Local retailers attempting to replicate international membership models often lack the robust supply chain capabilities and clear brand positioning required for success. Hema attempted to take on global giants with internet-style thinking and a local supply network. But with weak product appeal and unspringing membership benefits, it struggles to compete with Costco and Sam's Club. When it comes to Hema's membership program, many customers say they find it discouraging. One shopper posted a video complaining that when he went downstairs to buy crayfish, an employee asked if he was a member. After he said yes, she asked when his membership would expire. He replied that he had signed up in December 2024, and she immediately said, "It's about to expire." He was stunned. Only 3 months had passed, and there were still 9 months left. At checkout, after spending about 200 yuan, equivalent to about 28 US dollars, he was surrounded by staff pushing him to renew his membership. The experience left him annoyed. He thought it would have been better to shop online, where he wouldn't face that kind of pressure, and even remarked that Sam's Club handled things better. Another social media user commented, Hema's tactics is the kind of move that drives customers away. Someone's membership has 9 months left, but you tell them it's about to expire? That's misleading. Are you trying to keep the customer or push them out the door? Hema don't just focus on hitting your sales targets, protect your reputation fast. But the most significant factor driving Hema's closure is the shift in China's consumer environment. Over the past 2 years, changes in retail climate have made business harder for membership-based hypermarkets. On a macro level, China's economic growth has slowed, a widely recognized trend. China's National Bureau of Statistics data shows that in 2024, total retail sales of consumer goods grew by about 7.2% year-on-year, a marked drop from the post-pandemic rebound. Household income growth has also slowed, with real per capita disposable income rising less than 5%, meaning most families now have tighter discretionary budgets. In this environment, middle-class spending habits have shifted dramatically, from the pre-pandemic willingness to pay for quality and experience to today's value-first mindset. Annual memberships inherently involve a one-time upfront commitment. When budgets get tight, this kind of prepaid consumption is often the first to be cut. For Hema X membership stores originally targeting middle and high income households, more cautious income expectations have led these consumers to prefer buying as needed over paying upfront for the promise of future discounts. At the same time, younger generations are shopping very differently. According to II Media research, by 2024, China's instant retail user base had surpassed 600 million. Among them, 60% of post-90s and post-2000 consumers preferred high-frequency, low-spend purchases with instant delivery. These consumers aren't interested in stockpiling goods through high-threshold membership plans. They prioritize the convenience of buying anytime and receiving items immediately at low prices. For membership-based hypermarkets, this shift is steadily undermining their traditional model of bulk packaging, large basket sizes, and low purchase frequency. Adding to the pressure, social media transparency has dramatically lowered the cost of price comparison for consumers. In the past, membership-based warehouse supermarkets could rely on relatively closed pricing system to maintain the perception that member prices were always the lowest. Today, that advantage has largely disappeared. Consumers can simply open e-commerce apps like Pinduoduo, TikTok Shop, JD.com, or Tmall, enter a product keyword, within seconds find real-time prices, specifications, and origins of the same or similar products, often alongside detailed reviews and user feedback. This instant price comparison has fundamentally shifted consumer expectations. When shoppers realize that member prices aren't lower and may even be higher than non-member promotions, the trust built on promise of saving money quickly unravels. For membership stores that depend on renewal rates to sustain their model, this is a serious setback. Another key challenge for membership-based supermarkets is China's persistently high youth unemployment rate. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, the surveyed urban unemployment rate for 16 to 24-year-olds reached over 21% in June 2023. Although the official methodology was later adjusted, independent studies and market surveys continue to show significant employment pressures on young people, with many recent graduates and early career workers facing flexible employment or intermittent unemployment. A retired civil servant from Tianjin told reporters that offline retail generally faces shrinking foot traffic. Even regular supermarkets don't see many customers anymore. Hema's exit is not just a strategic issue. It's closely linked to the tightening consumer environment. High youth unemployment and cautious spending habits have impacted the entire retail industry. Overall, the combination of slowing economic growth, weaker income gains, a tightening middle class, and younger consumer prioritizing instant low prices has intensified the pressure on membership-based retailers. For formats like Hema X Membership Store, surviving in today's market has become increasingly difficult. However, some industry insiders suggest that Hema's struggles are also influenced by the shadow of its parent company. Hema's growth trajectory has been closely tied to Alibaba's capital flow and strategic priorities. In 2020, Alibaba's market value neared 700 billion US dollars, with new retail viewed as a key driver for future growth, and Hema was the star experiment. During this period, Hema aggressively expanded in major cities and launched multiple formats, including Hema Mini, Hema Outlet, and Hema X membership stores, aiming to capture high-end, mid-tier, community, and discount markets simultaneously. Around 2023, both internal and external conditions shifted dramatically. The collapse of the IPO of Alibaba's affiliate, Ant Group, along with a sharp decline in Alibaba's market value, forced the company to reassess its resource allocation. Financial reports revealed a scaling back of investments in non-core businesses, with renewed focus on core operations and profitability. At the same time, tighter government regulations became an invisible constraint. Previously, one of Alibaba's advantages was its ability to deeply integrate its business units, linking e-commerce traffic from Taobao and Tmall, logistics from Cainiao, payments through Alipay, and cloud computing from Alibaba Cloud, creating a highly synergistic ecosystem. However, recent regulatory policies, including the anti-monopoly law, platform economy rules, the data security law, and personal information protection law, have limited large internet firms' ability to freely share data across business lines or use their market dominance to crowd out competitors. As a result, Alibaba can no longer seamlessly integrate data and resources across subsidiaries. User data cannot be shared arbitrarily between units, merchants can't be forced to cooperate across platforms, and sensitive data usage must undergo regulatory review. For Hema, which relied heavily on its integration, it means losing the group-wide seamless support it once enjoyed in supply chain, membership, analytics, and logistics. Meanwhile, internal signals point to cost cutting. A social media user revealed on X that Hema has capped salaries, cut 80% of innovation projects, and outsourced mature business units. These moves signal rapid tightening of expenses, particularly in innovation, effectively cutting off Hema's ability to pursue new growth avenues. Without Alibaba's deep funding and traffic support, expansion has slowed and even reversed. This strategic uncertainty from the parent company delivers a double blow. Suppliers and partners rethink long-term collaboration and pricing terms, while employee morale suffers, undermining operational efficiency. Most importantly, the capital-heavy long-term return model of Hema X Membership Store is nearly unsustainable without patient, long-term investment. This explains why, despite potential opportunities for adjustment, Hema opted to swiftly close its membership stores to avoid further resource drain.